You taste cherry-flavored powder on the back of your tongue before you even know what you swallowed, and the bass from the apartment speakers keeps rattling plastic cups on a folding table while somebody laughs too hard beside the kitchen sink and tells you to relax because it only lasts 4 hours. You hesitate. You grin anyway. You remember health class posters, ambulance photos, the flat warning voices that made everything sound dirty and pathetic, but nobody ever described this part. The exact second your pulse lifts, your shoulders unlock, and the room turns warm and forgiving, as if somebody reached inside your chest and switched off every private fear you had been carrying since middle school. You feel chosen. You feel repaired. You tell yourself it was a one-time thing. Level 1, the invitation. You wake the next morning in jeans that still smell like cigarette smoke and sweet liquor. You remember everything. You remember the lights. You remember how easy your own name felt in your mouth. You expected guilt. What you actually feel is longing. By noon, you are replaying details with forensic precision. The white tablet split with a thumbnail, the 20-minute climb, the rush that made strangers feel familiar, and your own skin feel like a place worth living in. Nobody talks about this part. The official version says the first time scares you. The real version is that the first time often seduces you so completely that ordinary pleasures begin losing color before the drug has even left your blood. You go to class. You answer texts. You function. Somewhere underneath all that, your brain starts keeping records. Level 2, the weekend version. You do not chase it immediately. You wait 3 weeks. You make rules. Fridays only. Saturdays, if the week was rough. Never before sunset. Never alone. Never hard stuff. Rules make you feel intelligent. Rules make you feel separate from the people with hollow eyes under gas station awnings. At first, the rules hold. You use in packed apartments near campus, in parked cars behind warehouse lots, in bathroom stalls with cracked mirrors and fluorescent bulbs that make everyone look sick even when they are smiling. You tell yourself it is social. You tell yourself it is controlled. Your friends like this version of you because this version talks easily, dances without checking who is watching, and stops apologizing for existing. Sober, you feel tight and over-examined. High, you feel solved. Some nights you believe it. Some nights you don't. Level 3, the private ritual. You cross the line on a Tuesday at 11:40 p.m. After a shift that left grease on your cuffs and a manager's voice still burning in your skull. You buy just enough for one night. You lock your bedroom door. You tell yourself this is not the same as using at parties, because this is medicine, this is relief, this is maintenance for a system under strain. And you say all of it while measuring powder on the glass top of a framed photo you no longer keep facing upward. The first minutes feel enormous. The silence softens. The apartment walls stop pressing inward. Then the high thins faster than it used to, and you notice the central law of addiction with terrible clarity. The first miracle arrives cheap. Everything after it sends invoices. You start watching your dealer's location the way other people watch weather maps. You cancel dinner. You miss a cousin's birthday. You file each small betrayal somewhere it can't touch your resolve. Level 4, the reorganization. By now your body has begun negotiating without your permission. Mondays feel airless. Wednesdays feel hostile. Fridays do not feel exciting anymore, only necessary. Your doses rise from $60 a week to $300, then $5, then whatever cash you can peel from savings, rent money, delivery apps, and the emergency envelope your mother once told you never to touch unless the world was ending. Which it is. Just not in a way anyone else can photograph. You do not get high to celebrate. You get high to return to baseline. That distinction changes everything. Breakfast disappears. Sleep fractures into 90-minute scraps. Your gums bleed. Your stomach knots. Your hands shake in checkout lines while you wait for a text that says "on my way." Your girlfriend asks why you keep drifting away during conversations. You don't ask. You don't want to know. You already recognize the answer forming. Level 5, the dependency machine. You wake at 6:12 a.m. drenched in sweat, although the apartment is cold and the November rain has been tapping the window since before dawn. Your joints ache. Your skin feels electrically wrong. Your legs twitch under the blanket with the helpless agitation of an animal caught in fencing wire. And all the language about choice begins sounding decorative because your body has moved beyond preference and into command. The morning dose is no longer a reward. It is a repair bill. You swallow, snort, smoke, inject, whatever form your habit took when convenience beat caution, and within minutes the nausea backs off, the tremor settles, the world regains enough stability for you to dress and pretend you belong in daylight. That is the trap hidden inside dependence. You are not searching for pleasure anymore. You are paying ransom. Your boss notices. Your sister notices. The mirror notices first. That person doesn't exist anymore. You killed them somewhere along the way. Level 6, the collapse. The job goes in February after 3 warnings, 6 late arrivals, and 1 shift where you locked yourself in a restroom stall for 27 minutes, waiting for your pupils to shrink. The relationship goes next. She leaves a key on the counter and a 3-sentence note that includes the word help twice. You read it. You feel a flicker of grief. You use before the grief finishes forming. After that, the descent accelerates. You sell headphones, then a laptop, then your grandfather's watch, then the television mounted with money you once saved for almost a year. When possessions run out, you sell trust. $20 from your mother's purse, a borrowed card, a lie about car repairs, a lie about medical bills, a lie about anything that can be converted into 40 minutes of relief. There is no record of these moments beyond faces that change when they see you coming. Your family will never know everything you did or why. You memorize pawnshop addresses, shelter curfews, pharmacy hours, and which clerks ignore shaking hands if cash lands fast enough tonight. That secrecy becomes its own poison. Level 7. The bottom floor. You do not become homeless in a cinematic instant. You become homeless in receipts, warnings, missed payments, unopened envelopes, and one final conversation in a parking lot when the friend letting you sleep on his sofa says you cannot come back because he has a daughter and he does not trust what you might steal next. After that, you rotate through shelters, bus stations, stairwells, and an overpass half a mile from exit 14, where trucks pass all night and keep the concrete humming under your spine. Your weight drops 19 pounds in 6 weeks. An abscess blooms purple on your forearm. You overdose once in a convenience store bathroom and once behind a laundromat, and both times naloxone drags you back into a world you did not ask to re-enter. You expected revelation. What you actually feel is irritation. Then, one cold hour before sunrise, with your shoes wet through and your chest hurting in sharp little flashes, you finally understand the arithmetic. Keep going, and you die soon. Not poetically. Not meaningfully. Soon. Level 8, the carrying. You say yes in a church basement on a metal folding chair while your mother twists tissues into threads, and your brother stares at the floor because eye contact would break him. You go to detox. You vomit into plastic bins. You shake through 72 hours that feel longer than entire childhood summers. Nurses check blood pressure every 4 hours. Fluorescent lights buzz. Nobody talks about this part either. The rooms without windows where survival looks humiliating and loud and unheroic, where recovery begins not with wisdom but with sweats, cramps, insomnia, and the humiliating miracle of making it to the next minute without running. Then the fog thins. Then the craving arrives anyway. Months later it still arrives, in grocery aisles, in traffic, at weddings, on lonely Tuesdays, whispering that you remember only the first hour and not the years it stole. So you carry both versions. You carry the high and the aftermath, the seduction and the wreckage, the party and the overpass. Some nights you believe you escaped, some nights you don't. You still wake before dawn sometimes, tasting phantom sweetness, hearing bass through apartment walls that are no longer there, and knowing somewhere a hand is passing something across a room to somebody who still thinks the story starts with freedom.